Hey all, it's Dr. B here. I just wanted to talk through the drbrendanmoloney.com site, why I've set it up and why now, and how it's all kind of led to this time and place. So if you bear with me, I'll give you a bit of a backstory. If you're not interested, you could skip this video and obviously look at others that you're kind of more relevant to learning skills and the like. But yeah, I just really wanted to share with you a bit about my background and how I've worked with groups and the like, and hopefully how I can help you as well. So I guess I go back for all of my career, for the last 25 or actually close to 30 years now. I've been working in education, something I love, and usually adult education or higher education, but sometimes occasionally with kids as well. But you know, education is something I really love. It's about learning, it's about growing, it's about sharing, it's about getting new skills, making the world a better place, and all that stuff. And predominantly I've done a little bit of teaching, but most of my career has been writing courses and writing curriculum. So working as an in-house curriculum writer, working on externally consulting for companies on their own programs, writing university courses and the like. So I did spend a bit of time, I did a PhD in education as well, so I'm kind of pretty immersed in this whole world, I guess. So I did work at Melbourne Uni for a little while. I was teaching PhDs how to write, which was kind of fun, and teaching a whole bunch of writing courses. That was ages ago. Wow. But also I ended up working in the Faculty of Medicine and helping set up a research institute, which was a lot of fun. But it was quite, I don't know, it was really a startup entrepreneurial venture. So I've always loved startups and loved entrepreneurship too. So that was around 2009 and 10, I think it was. Anyway, I left that. I just couldn't hack the uni system. I'm a bit of an introvert, I have to say, at the end of the day. So I really struggle to work with other people, and hence I love working for myself and also helping other people who may not be the best employees become their own business owners and develop their own products and services despite it all. But anyway, in 2011, I did start up a company, really, again, in the field of education. And the goal was actually to help build more private education. So rather than the public university system, to really focus on private education and see how that could grow and see how we could help people. So we're quite successful, perhaps too successful, some might say. But anyway, we had, I think, a pretty significant impact on the development of, processes and standards and an industry as well. But a large part of that consulting business, which is setting up universities and private higher education providers and growing them, was to write courses. So we ended up getting contacted and contracted by a lot of public universities, ironically. So people often think, it's just the private schools that do that. It's a lot of the universities are doing that. So we ended up writing master's degrees, a whole bunch of IT degrees. Anyway, a lot of programs. I won't name names, but it was really fun. And a lot, obviously, around that time was about online learning too. So that was probably 2017, 2018, something like that. We also helped universities with their digital transformation, so moving from one system to another, which was a bit odd, but anyhow. But when COVID happened, a big part of the story was that we were actually, prior to that, we started to get a bit of a clientele in the private sector. So a lot of big ed tech and software services companies would ask us to write their online courses, and often for their customers or for internal training or training new suppliers. So QuickBooks was one. We did a lot of work with Intuit QuickBooks, which are really great people, lovely people, and really good project. And from there it kind of blossomed. But during COVID, when Australia was locked down, I decided to move the company to a startup company in the US, just largely because it was a bigger market and more opportunities for us. So we set up a company, and wow, it was generating a lot of momentum. But for me personally, it was a bit of a toil. Because I'm in Australia, I'd have to but I'd be awake at 12 or 1 or 2 or 3 a.m. pretty consistently every day, which I don't mind because I'm a bit of a night owl, but it's a lot of work to kind of sustain those international businesses. But we did have a lot of clients. But one thing I did notice, and that business was continuing to grow, but there were a few things I wasn't really happy about. One is that a lot of the instructional designers, it's very hard to find good designers, so that was one issue. So often the level of service that we could provide here wasn't the same as abroad. But one thing I noticed too is that there are a lot of smaller businesses and micro businesses that had great ideas, but they didn't have huge budgets, and it's quite hard to service groups like that sometimes, in that you want to do stuff, but there is a limit to what you can provide. And likewise, people with a budget often don't care about the budget, they care about the vision, which I completely understand, but it's not always realistic. So, or always possible to achieve what they want. So what I decided is, instead of offering to continue to provide services, I wanted to go back to the basics and really show people how they could set up their own online businesses, set up their own online courses, how they could build their own community, all the tricks of the trade that I've been using and my company's used for the last 25 or 30 years. But also to kind of empower people who might not have thought traditionally of themselves as educators or teachers or the like, or you don't have to be a uni person, but you can actually get online and build some really great quality education and courses. And I think a lot of the thing now I've noticed is that what people may not identify something as being educational when essentially it is. So for instance, I have a little puppy, so like puppy classes or puppy schools are pretty amazing, but as fundamentally they're educational classes. They're little lessons that you can teach. Often, there's cooking, there's health, there's finance, there's budgeting. There's so many different areas that people are actually taking their own knowledge, taking their own skills and branching out and teaching people. So that's where we are. That's my journey. So basically through all those years of learning and working in education, but also now looking at helping people who really want to DIY their own thing. And I think there's a great book called The Company of One, which I really love, because having a company that had 60 or 70 full-time employees plus probably at the one stage up to 400 or 500 contractors, so quite a big company. Nowadays, unfortunately, perhaps, or fortunately, depending on where you stand, you really don't need many people at all to be able to scale and grow and to build really great quality products as well. And I think as well, I'd like to encourage people to have more creative control over what they do and how they work and the like. So let me take you through just a little bit on what we're working on and how this will evolve over the year, and hopefully how we can connect and join and get involved and work together. So as the tagline says, it's basically I'm helping professionals, and I define that quite broadly. So it could be academics, could be teachers, people from a traditional education round, but it doesn't have to be. It could be people who are interested in health or wealth or medicine or sport or culture or tambourine. It could be anything, but basically somebody who has some knowledge and wants to turn that into education. when I say professionals, I guess there's a lot of people helping freelancers and even groups like mums and things like that. They're probably well serviced by those groups, and there are a lot of great educators online. But this is more about, I guess, small business or people who run a business and want to develop their own online courses. So let's just click through quickly. About me, there's a bit of my story. We have a blog, which I really encourage you to subscribe, because we have constant articles coming out on effective learning, strategies on course pricing, AI, automation, and we'll continue to build that over the year. So it's a really great and free resource. So if you're interested, you can subscribe and read along. Some books. So we have books with all the same color at the cover at the moment, but the books have actually been written, but it takes a long time to produce a book, much longer than it does to produce a course, which is a bit weird. But we've got the books written, they're being edited and styled. So I'm guessing over the course of this year we'll release them. But it's my belief we're undergoing a bit of an educational revolution and a short course revolution, as it says. So I'm excited to be able to share those books, and they'll become available over the year. A podcast. So we've got the podcast in, I said Codpast. What the hell is that? A podcast that's going to be streamed shortly. Again, it's just a matter of me pulling out my finger and speaking the words on a page and then putting that online. But again, I wouldn't imagine that's too far off. We are going to set up an independent experts community. I call this Index, so independent, and Dex is experts, or independent experts. And really just a community to help people become more individual, independent people that can sell courses and the like. It's not selling courses through Dr. B, but it's a community of like-minded people who can get together and talk about how to help each other and grow. And I'd be hoping we'll put on some events and little courses and things like that as well. But if you're interested in that, again, stay tuned. And we'll have a newsletter too shortly that will keep you up to date with these things too. And then finally, this Short Course Academy. So we are working frantically on just getting all the videos and the like all together for these courses. But we do have the overviews of the courses up. We do have the main modules developed. Again, this is going to roll out shortly. I'm not one for kind of like, what was I going to say, develop everything and then launch. I'm more like, just let's launch and build it as we go, and then early adopters will be interested and we'll pick them up as we go. But it's quite fun, the journey as well. So hopefully it's fun for you as well to watch as we put these together, and you can get them as well. I will also be offering some services at some point, but at the moment we're just focused on putting our products online and getting those to you as soon as possible, and with a decent amount of quality, and then hopefully empowering you and helping you develop and grow your own online courses as well. So that's it from me. Thanks for listening. It was a bit of a long one, but that's who I am, where I'm coming from, and I'm here to help. All right, thanks all. Bye.